Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Thanks for joining me today. Today's video was previously featured on the Altenew YouTube channel, but I thought you would enjoy seeing it here as well. Today I'll be sharing two card projects which feature the Stitched with Love Craft Your Life kit from Altenew, and you can see more inspiration from this kit on my YouTube channel. Now, this kit is full of fabulous products, and I'm going to use every single one of them in today's card projects. Before we get to crafting, I wanted to show you all of the products included in the kit, starting with the Stitched with Love stamp set. This kit is available with or without this Stitched with Love add-on, which will die cut the sentiments in the Stitched with Love stamp set perfectly. Next up is the Stitched with Love die set, which includes some stitching themed products as well as some florals and a coordinating Stitched with Love embossing folder that we'll be using to create some texture today. Finally, the Stitched with Love stencil set is perfect for creating backgrounds, and you can use this with inks or with your die cutting machine to create texture, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to start these projects by die cutting a few elements from the Stitched with Love die set. I have some brushed silver cardstock for the little packaging of the skein of thread here and also the blades of the scissors. And the rest of the elements I'm going to die cut from some white cardstock, and that allows me to custom color them with my fresh dye inks. Once I have all of my pieces die cut, I am going to lay them out on my sticky mat so that I can ink blend. This will hold them in place, even those small and delicate pieces, as I ink blend over the top. I'm starting out with the florals, and I'm adding Shattered Shell fresh dye ink towards the center, and I am using my mini ink blending brush for this process. The Shattered Shell is just going to help me blend the next color into kind of the center of the floral. Next, I grab the Sunlit Sand fresh dye ink, which is part of the Earthy Embrace color family. This is a newer color family, and it's absolutely beautiful. I will also use that Earthy Embrace color family for the centers of my florals. Only I'm moving into the Deep Spice, which is the darkest color of that family. For the handles of my scissors and that twine bundle there, or the embroidery floss bundle, I'm going to use Frosted Sea Glass and Coastal Haze. I have a couple of colors here so that I can add a little bit of shadow and shading, especially on the embroidery floss. I want the top layer to be a little bit lighter than the bottom layer. And so for the top layer, I'm going to use that Frosted Sea Glass, and I'm going to use quite a bit of Coastal Haze on that bottom layer. I also use the Coastal Haze on the scissor handles to give those a little bit of shadow and shading. Finally, I am going to move into ink blending on the leaves, and these turned out absolutely beautiful. I'm using the Chasing Shadows fresh dye inks. More specifically, I'm using the Marble Dust and the Silver Lining. The Marble Dust is kind of going to go over the entire area, fading out to white on the tips of the leaves, and the Silver Lining is going to be used for the deeper shadow parts of these leaves. All three of these brand new color families from Altenew are absolutely gorgeous, and they have such a boho or antique-y vibe that is going to really lend itself to this Stitched with Love kit. Now, I've grabbed the Stitched with Love embossing folder, and I'm using this on the side that is kind of sunken in. So you can see the words there at the upper left when I open this up. And I am going to place my ink blended pieces into this embossing folder with the face of them down. So the blended side is down. And once I have all of these positioned, you can see I'm using some tweezers here to help with this process. I am going to close up the embossing folder. Now you're going to see that that little leaf there, that three-pronged leaf in the lower center is kind of off just a bit. So I'm going to open that up and adjust it. And then I'm going to close the embossing folder, and I'm going to follow the instructions on my die cut machine for using a 3D embossing folder. So I'm just laying this on my platform here, and I'm adding the de-adapter plate on the top and running that through. Now, if you're finding that you need to adjust the pressure, you can add a thin shim to your die cutting sandwich before running this through your die cut machine, and that will give you a little more pressure to create more of an impression. And this is one of the ways that I'm adding texture to my card today. I could have used these ink blended pieces on their own, but combining this with the embossing folder just brings these pieces to life. I'm going to repeat the same process for the floral centers using the tweezers to place them. This time I'm building up that kind of sandwich directly on my platform base so that I don't have to kind of transfer it, adding the shim into the sandwich and then running that through my die cut machine. And that's going to add the texture onto those floral centers. Now, adding a center like this can be a little bit tricky if you're wanting to add some dimension behind it. I find that if I just flip these over and add a little bit of foam adhesive across the opening that's in the center of the florals, then I can use that exposed adhesive to place the floral centers directly onto that foam. And I have some instant dimension built into these florals because of that foam adhesive that's then holding those floral centers in place. To assemble the embroidery floss, I'm just going to add a little bit of liquid glue on the back side of the top layer and position it over the base layer. Then I'm going to add a couple of drops of liquid glue where that embroidery floss kind of comes together. And I'm going to add the packaging pieces that I've die cut from that brushed silver cardstock. To assemble the scissors, I'm using liquid glue again, just stacking up those scissor blades to where they cross over each other. And then there is like a little screw piece that I have positioned there. And finally, I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue to the handles and position the ink blended pieces right over the top to add a little bit of color. These also look great in the brushed gold cardstock that's available from Altenew as well. Now, since I am creating 2 card projects today, I'm kind of creating all of my elements first, and then I'm going to go back and kind of combine them all to create the card projects. So I went ahead and grabbed a couple of sentiments from the Stitched with Love stamp set, and I'm inking them up with some Coastal Fog ink, and I'm using my Stamp Wheel 2.0 to stamp these onto some white cardstock. Now, these are brand new stamps. I hadn't used them before, and they did not ink up really as well as I would have wanted them to. I could have prepped the surface, but I didn't do that. And so I'm just going to rotate that cardstock around, re-ink the stamps, and stamp them onto the bottom portion of this cardstock. And those were perfect images. I'm grabbing this Stitched with Love add-on die set to die cut the sentiments. Keep in mind, this is an add-on, so you can buy the kit with or without these additional dies. And now that I have all of my elements created, I'm going to start working on the background for card number 1. I'm positioning one of the stencils from the Stitched with Love stencil set onto a piece of white cardstock, and I'm using the Earthy Rose Fresh Dye ink from the Earthy Embrace Fresh Dye ink bundle to blend a stitched border on the right side of this card. I'm using the satin masking tape to kind of mask off the areas that I don't want to add ink blending, and then I removed that, and I can add all of my little elements onto the card front. For most of these elements, I am using some Instant Dimension foam tape in the 1/16 inch depth so that this has a little bit of dimension to it. And I'm going to finish this card off by adding some of the new Stellar Sequins in the color Pewter. For my card base, I'm using the new Pink Sand cardstock. It's a perfect neutral. I cut that to 5.5 by 8.5 and then used my scoring tool to score it at 4.25 to create this A2 size card base. And then I just adhered my card front using some more Instant Dimension foam tape. Now for card number 2, I'm going to show you how to use a stencil to create texture. I have some Pink Sand cardstock and my stencil from the Stitched with Love stencil set, and I'm positioning it with the cardstock facing up. Then I'm going to use a silicone mat and the D adapter plate, along with a thin shim to run this through my die cut machine. Now you can see when I remove my stencil, this stencil has actually created an impression and created texture on my card front. And I love using stencils like this, and I think sometimes we forget that it's always an option to add texture with a stencil. Now I'm going to add some of the elements that we created earlier. I'm using foam tape for the floral and the sentiment as well as the twine, and I'm using liquid glue for the leaves. I'll position this onto an A2 size white card base with some more foam adhesive, and at this point I decided I wanted to create one more element. I have this cross stitch die from the Stitched with Love die set and a 1/4 inch piece of white cardstock. I'm running that stitching die through my die cut machine on this strip of white cardstock, and then I'm repositioning the stitching die to where it lines up with the previous impression and running that through again. I'll use the Misty Harbor Fresh Dye ink to add some color, and then I'll add some foam adhesive on the back and position that just below my sentiment. I'm finishing the card off with some Crystal Moonlight sequins, and I'm using my Perfect Picker tool to position those onto my card front, and I absolutely love the way this card turned out. I have had so much fun creating with this new Craft Your Life Stitched with Love kit. I cannot decide on a favorite, so be sure to leave me a comment below and let me know which of these two cards is your favorite. As always, I will have links to the featured products used in these projects in the YouTube description below, so if you're looking for something in particular, be sure you check there. Or you can head on over to the coordinating blog post. That will be linked below as well. Over there, you're going to find more still shots, more information, and a complete list of supplies. I want to say thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed these projects. I hope you enjoyed this video, and most of all, I hope you leave here inspired. If you liked these projects, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications here so you don't miss any of the fabulous card making and paper crafting video tutorials. Thanks again for watching. I'm so glad you're here, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the very end. You know, if you've made it this far, you are one of my favorites. To subscribe to my channel, go ahead and click the button on the left side of the screen, and here's a couple more video tutorials I thought you might enjoy.